it's Hannah, and today I'm going to be doing a Hopeless Fountain Kingdom album inspired makeup look. Hope you enjoy! Alright, so first I'm going to be using this Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion to moisturize before I put on my foundation. And then I'm just going to mist my face using my Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. Alright, then for foundation, I'm going to be mixing my Urban Decay Naked Skin One and Done and this Clinique Even Better. This one's a little bit too orange for me right now, so I'm just mixing it to even out the tone. Alright, and then with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, I'm just going to apply that to my face. My mirror's down here, so it's like I'm not looking away on purpose. Alright, and now that we're done with that, I am going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Light to conceal some blemishes. Okay, and once I applied the concealer, I'm just going to blend it in. Then I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Fair and applying that in like triangles underneath my eyes. And then once again blending that in. Next, I'm going to move on to eyes, and then we'll come back to the face. So, first, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Primer Potion to prime my eyes. I'm just going to use my finger to rub that in. I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. Hands down, this is the best palette I have ever used. So, I'm going to be using the blending side of the brush that came with it, and I'm going to go into Tempera, the lightest shade. Just dust that off, and then just kind of set the primer. Okay, and then I am doing a cut crease, so I'm going in first in my crease with Raw Sienna, which is this one right here. It's like burnt orange, but it's not called burnt orange. And then I'm kind of just gonna messily kind of put it in my crease. And kind of like wing it out. So like it kind of looks messy right now, but that's just because it's the first shade that I've applied, and now we're just going to keep deepening the crease, and I'm going to go in with the actual color, burnt orange, and kind of deepen it up a little bit. Doing the same motion. Honestly, this looks so funny to me, but you know. And next, I'm going to go in with the color Red Ochre just to make it more red, since the album is like a mix between red and orange. So I'm gonna go in with Red Ochre. Alright, and it's really red, so I'm going to finish off my crease with this really bright orange color called Realger. I don't really know. I'm going to use this dual-sided brush, but I'm going to use this like this side, and I'm going to use some concealer to cut the crease. And then I'm just kind of gonna drag it up to follow in like the winged part of the crease. And then I'm just gonna do the same for my other eye. Honestly, right now this is such a look. I think this should just be the end result. Right, now that we have cut the crease, for my lid, I am going in with the color Indigo Essence by Star Crush Minerals. I'm going with that on my lid. And I'm using this other side to my dual-ended Eco Tools brush. And then I'm going to wing this up as well. And then I'm going to leave a little spot in my crease so I can put my glitter liner a little bit later. Alright, and I will obviously clean it up in a little bit, but right now I'm going to go in with some NYX Glam liner in, I believe it's just called Gold, but it's a gold glitter liner. I'm just gonna put that right in the crease there. I'm trying not to like open my eyes so it like doesn't get all over my eyelid. And now there's like a distinct line. I winged out the liner just a little bit, but I'll probably go over it later on just to finalize the look. Now I'm going to do the same with the glitter liner on my other eye. Alright, so now that we have our glitter liner on, I just used a makeup wipe to sharpen the edge of like our look, just so that it's cleaned up and not messy. And now off camera, I'm not that good at eyeliner. I'm going to use my e.l.f. cream liner and my NYX Studio eyeliner to wing my liner, so I'll be back. Alright, so my eyeliner looks a little bit rough, but that's fine because I'm no professional. So the red in my eyes in my eye look is looking kind of harsh, so I'm going to go back into my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to use the shade Golden Ochre, and I'm just going to blend that out at the top so that it's not as harsh, because harsh lines are not pretty. So, and then I'm going to go back into the color Tempera, and I'm just going to put that underneath my brow bone. So right now it looks a little bit messy, but that's perfectly okay because we're not done yet. I am going to just remove it with a makeup wipe, the excess. And now I am going to lightly fill in my brows using the NYX Tame and Frame brow pomade in the color Brunette. And I'm just going to use this random eyeliner brush to do so. I don't do much to my brows because I like them to look natural, but I don't want them to look sparse either. So I'm just going to keep filling those in. We don't want them too dark, but we want them even, if you will. And then I'm just going to grab my Wet n Wild spoolie and kind of blend it out. Just make it so that it's not as harsh. Alright, then we're done with that. And now I am going to go back in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Light and go over my under eyes again, because when I was cleaning up my eyeliner, I kind of messed up a little bit and had to remove. So I'm just going to reapply and blend. And then I am going to use my Urban Decay De-Slick translucent powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes just so that it doesn't crease. And now I am going to go in with my e.l.f. It's like the bronzer duo with the blush, and I'm going to take this big kabuki brush. It is by Sephora, and I'm just going to lightly take some bronzer, and I'm going to bronze up my cheeks. And then I'm just going to bronze up my forehead a little bit. My hair is getting in my face because I messed with the hairline. And then very lightly, I'm going to apply some blush using my e.l.f. blush brush out of the same palette. And my favorite part is highlight, because whose isn't? But I'm going to go in and use my Becca highlighter in the shade Opal. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to pick some up on my e.l.f. highlighting brush. And then I'm going to use my Mario Badescu Rosewater Spray, and I'm just going to spray the brush. It makes the highlight 10 times brighter, and it's amazing. I'm just going to apply that to the high points of my face, like my cheekbones. And yeah, so now I am going to curl my eyelashes.
Okay, so basically my phone just stopped recording during whenever I was curling my eyelashes. So that's why it skipped, but you know what that is, so like, sorry.
So now that I've applied my mascara, I am going to go in with a lipstick. So I am going to use this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Cannies. I probably pronounced that wrong, but you know what? It's fine. Alright, so I think the look is finished. So I'm going to use my Urban Decay setting spray and I'm going to set the makeup look. Here we are. This is my Halsey Hopeless Fountain Kingdom album cover inspired makeup look. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.